to stop one of the shooters rushing the gunman 3 days before graduation.
Also, after storms blast the South overnight, ripping the roof and walls off this apartment building and washing cars off roads. Now that system's moving east.
President Trump defiant overnight as he used his executive privilege to block Democrats from getting the unedited Mueller report. And now a top Democrat claims we're in a constitutional crisis.
The major new lawsuit involving this cruise ship nightmare. Nearly 1,000 passengers stranded at sea in a storm, airlifted to safety.
Amazon under fire. The new complaint about the popular Echo.Kids edition. Can it store your information even after you think you've deleted it?
The royal baby already making history. A photo with the Queen and Grandma Doria. And Prince Harry's back to work. We're there live.
Celebrating Mom. It's the 20th anniversary of our Breakfast in Bed surprise, and we're going big. Teaming up with Emerald and Sam Champion, showing up somewhere in America to give one of the most deserving moms the biggest surprise of her life.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
And Good Morning America, welcome to one of our favorite days of the year here at GMA. Look at Sam and Emerald there on the scene. Somewhere in America about to surprise one very deserving mom.
Without a doubt. Now, this mother, she not only raised her 3 kids, she also helped raise hundreds of students.
Look at Sam go.
Sam used to be in the band, it looked like, because Sam's always leading the charge there. But she helped raise hundreds of students as a dedicated bus driver, and she has no idea what's coming. So this is going to be great. We cannot wait to see it ourselves. We cannot wait for America to meet her as well.
Yes, and that is, as you said, one of our favorite times. But first, we're going to begin with new details on that fatal school shooting in Colorado. Overnight protests erupting at a vigil for the victims as we learn more about the hero students who helped stop the gunman. Our chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman, is in Highlands Ranch, Colorado with the latest. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Robin. That was one of 2 vigils, and at that one that you just mentioned, the students seemed to rebel at the political tone taken by organizers chanting mental health. Instead, they wanted the focus to be on the 3 students who tackled that primary shooter, stripping him of his gun, and of course, one of those students paying for his courage with his life.
Mental health! Mental health!
Overnight, a vigil to remember the victims, boiling over in anger. Frustrated students stalking out of the Highlands Ranch High School, demanding to be heard. The event featured politicians like presidential hopeful Colorado Senator Michael Bennet and gun control advocates speaking to a packed gymnasium. But the tone shifted, with students and their parents protesting politics and blaming the press.
This can be an incredibly divisive or painful, awful time, or it can be a time where we come together.
It spilled into the hallways, students chanting. This anger coming as a community grapples with a tragedy. 18-year-old Kendrick Castillo was killed after being the first person to rush the shooter.
Complete disregard for his own safety. He was immediately there to respond. He was immediately on the shooter, and he was ready to end the threat.
Witnesses say Castillo pinned 18-year-old Devin Erickson to the wall. That's when Brendan Bailey, a Marine recruit, also pounced.
There was fear. I still look back at it, and I still feel a bit of fear when I think back to it. But after that point, it is just doing what I thought I should do.
Just 3 days shy of graduation, Kendrick was a tinkerer into robotics who worked on his father's car and had told his dad that if he ever encountered a shooter, he'd fight.
When I see the people that he saved, it makes me happy, and I know that my son wouldn't have had it any other way. But as any parent will tell you, it's a heck of a trade-off.
Students tried to resuscitate him, but it was too late. Joshua Jones also had leapt on the shooter, paying for it with 2 bullets. He's one of 9 people shot, several still hospitalized this morning.
I got to see two heroes, 2 regular high school kids, 2 really awesome people jump into action without any hesitation, and I was more than lucky to join them in doing that action.
As that gunfire rang out, one 15-year-old student immediately started texting his father, saying, "Dad, I love you," just in case. 36 hours later, he can't get the sound of that lockdown alarm out of his head, or that sense of fear.
No matter what you went through, there is no possible way to justify taking what you're feeling out and inflicting it on other people.
Like many at the school, he knew both of the suspects. Erickson appearing in court, that fuchsia stripe of hair bobbing when he nodded to the judge. He and his 16-year-old alleged accomplice face up to 30 charges, including for murder.
Now, that young man, Chris, that 15-year-old, was one of over 1,800 kids who made it out of that school completely unharmed. But he says he's not okay. He is emotionally scarred, and he says he's concerned about the normalization after these shootings. Now, one of the things the police investigation is now focusing on is how those two students obtained handguns when in Colorado it is illegal to have or possess handguns for anyone under the age of 21. Robin.
All right, Matt, thank you. Now to growing tensions with North Korea. This morning, South Korean officials are reporting the North has fired another projectile, their second launch in just 5 days. Our chief global affairs correspondent, Martha Raddatz, has the latest on all this. Good morning, Martha.
Good morning, Robin. Coming on the heels of Saturday's volley of short-range missile or rocket launches, this launch is even more provocative. At least 2 projectiles came from a missile base known for operating short and medium-range ballistic missiles. North Korea called Saturday's launch a regular and defensive military exercise, but Kim Jong-un is clearly sending a message as the U.S. tries to get the North back to the nuclear negotiating table after the second summit ended with no progress, Robin.
And Martha, we also know that this comes while tension growing with Iran over nuclear weapons.
Exactly. The Trump administration is placing new sanctions on Iran, targeting its iron, steel, and copper, which make up 10% of Iran's export revenue. Iran now warning it will resume enriching high-grade uranium used in nuclear reactors in 60 days' time if there is no sanctions relief. And of course, this all comes as the U.S. is sending B-52 bombers and a carrier strike group to the region in response to what officials tell ABC News was intelligence showing Iran was possibly transporting missiles on small Iranian boats in the Persian Gulf that could possibly be used to attack U.S. forces in the region. Robin?
Such times in that region. Okay, Martha, thank you. Michael?
All right, thank you, Robin. Now to that new round of severe storms slamming the South overnight with heavy rains and reported tornadoes, ripping walls completely off an apartment building. Ginger is here with more. Good morning, Ginger.
Morning, Michael. I wish I could tell you that Shreveport, Louisiana is the only place we're seeing images like this where people are walking through water, cars are submerged, but it's not. Even this morning, flash flood alerts from Corpus Christi to just outside of Memphis. Tornado warnings embedded there, too.
At least 4 new tornado reports in the latest outbreak. Overnight, flash flooding swallowing cars and homes in Shreveport, Louisiana, forcing water rescues. 4 to 5 inches of rain falling in just a few hours. In Arkansas, severe storms ripping the roof off this apartment building. 4 people injured, 2 of them by flying debris.
The extent of the damage to the building is extensive. So when you look at the damage and not to have more people hurt, we're very blessed.
In Little Rock, it was the inundated streets, water rushing around homes, and the Kansas Turnpike near Wellington, underwater. This car washed off the road. Plus, Sayre, Oklahoma, water right up to the highway. Heavy rain swamping parts of Texas, too, and new video from several Houston neighborhoods underwater. Many drivers were forced to abandon their cars or attempt to push them out.
So in this moisture-laden outbreak of storms, there have been 20 reported tornadoes already. I think we could see more severe storms from parts of Tennessee and Kentucky down to the Gulf Coast. That's all with the cold front today, this afternoon and evening. But watch as Houston gets another low-pressure system, so another round of storms tonight into Friday. So we're going to be seeing that. And then if you are in the tri-state or Philadelphia or Washington, D.C., tomorrow night we are concerned about strong storms here. Overall, though, you could see another 6 to 12 inches of rain, George, in the deep south.
A whole lot coming. Okay, Ginger, thanks very much. We're going to go to Washington now, where President Trump and House Democrats are engaged in a constitutional showdown. The president asserting executive privilege over the entire Mueller report, Democrats calling that more evidence of stonewalling. Our chief White House correspondent John Carl tracking all the latest. Good morning, John.
Good morning, George. With Democrats warning of a constitutional crisis and the president thwarting congressional investigations by asserting executive privilege, the president hit the campaign trail overnight with an air of defiance.
Did you see what just happened, by the way? No collusion, no obstruction.
Hours after President Trump took the extraordinary step of asserting executive privilege, he made it clear to a Florida crowd that he has no intention of cooperating with congressional investigators.
And now the Democrats, we have a great attorney general, now the Democrats are saying, we want more. You know, it was going to be like, we want the Mueller report. Now they say, Mueller report? No, we want to start all over again. It is a disgrace.
House Democrats called the executive privilege claim an abuse of power.
Are you kidding me? You can't assert executive privilege after the fact.
And the House Judiciary Committee Wednesday even voted to hold Attorney General Bill Barr in contempt of Congress for refusing to turn over the full Mueller report and the underlying evidence.
We've talked for a long time about approaching a constitutional crisis. We are now in it.
There are already several congressional subpoenas stemming from the Russia investigation. But in a surprise move, the Republican-led Senate Intelligence Committee subpoenaed Donald Trump Jr., the first known subpoena to a member of the president's family. Trump Jr. was involved in the summer 2016 Trump Tower meeting with a Russian lawyer. He was also briefed about plans on building a Trump Tower in Moscow. Just weeks ago, he said he was absolved by the Mueller report.
It's been an incredible vindication for me, for my father, for our entire family.
Well, the subpoena seems to have come as a surprise to Donald Trump Jr. He testified before the Senate Intelligence Committee back in 2017. They want to talk to him again. No response from Trump Jr. To this subpoena, but George, a source close to him, describes him as exasperated by all of this and says that he has offered to answer questions from the committee in writing.
And meantime, John, plans to have Robert Mueller testify to Congress appear to have stalled, and it's open question whether or not he'll even be allowed to do it.
It sure is. We heard from the president via a tweet. He said, quote, Bob Mueller should not testify. But the Attorney General, Bill Barr, has said on multiple occasions that he has no objections to Mueller testifying. At this point, what I am told is that the Justice Department does not take the president's tweet as an order. In other words, that Barr still is okay with Mueller testifying, but it's anybody's guess on what's happened. No date has been set.
Right. Okay, John Carl, thanks very much. We're going to move on now to a surprising find in one of LA's wealthiest neighborhoods. Federal agents have seized a massive weapons stockpile, thousands of guns and ammo in a Holmby Hills home. ABC's Adrian Bankert is in Los Angeles with the details. Good morning, Adrian.
Good morning to you too, George. Yes, Holmby Hills, one of the most affluent neighborhoods in Los Angeles, the Playboy Mansion just down the street. And the ATF and LAPD are now investigating that huge stockpile that you talked about in the multi-million-dollar home right behind us here. In fact, one of the LAPD lieutenants said that this is more weaponry that he's seen in one place in his 31-year career. They found ammunition, guns, rifles, some dating as far back as the Civil War, some 50 years old, many customized. A search warrant was issued after somebody tipped off law enforcement that there was someone manufacturing and selling guns from inside the home. Police say they found at least 1,000 weapons inside. George?
1,000 weapons, and a suspect has been arrested?
Yes, that is correct. In fact, overnight, police have named that suspect, Gerard Damian Saenz of Los Angeles. Property records show that he lives here, but we're not sure of his relationship to the property's owner. We do know that he will face charges of unlawfully selling weapons and could face other local and federal charges as well. George?
Adrian Bankert, thanks very much. Michael?
All right, George, now to that major new lawsuit for passengers stuck on that Viking cruise that lost power in extremely rough seas off the coast of Norway, forcing hundreds of people to be airlifted. Amy is here with the details. Good morning, Amy.
Hey, good morning, Michael. That suit goes into great detail about those harrowing moments on board, and it includes pictures of the scene and claims Viking should never have set sail that day.
This was the tidal terror on board a luxury liner. Horrific moments where massive waves crashed against this cruise ship. Nearly 1,000 passengers were rescued back in March after being stranded in the Norwegian Sea for almost 18 hours. Passengers Shannon and Daniel Fluwelling were celebrating their 40th anniversary, but instead have landed in the hospital. Now this Connecticut couple is part of a multi-million-dollar proposed class action lawsuit against Viking Sky cruise ship.
We felt that we were in a condition where we both got influenza A within days of being confined before that.
Shannon claims complications from the flu caused extensive damage to her husband's health.
He can't walk and he can't utilize his arms or legs, and because he has the trach, he also has to have a feeding tube.
The lawsuit alleges that passengers were subjected to hours of terror, unsanitary conditions, lack of ventilation, and trauma as they feared for their lives as a result of the cruise traveling through extremely severe winds.
We're essentially asking for financial compensation for the terror that they put and the trauma that they put all of these passengers for.
We were in a situation where we didn't know from moment to moment whether we would make it.
Now, a spokesperson for Viking tells ABC News, while we cannot comment on any legal action being brought at this time, we wanted to make you aware that immediately following the Viking Sky incident, Viking's chairman met the vessel when it docked and promised all guests a thorough investigation and full reimbursement. But there's no denying those were terrifying moments on board that ship.
Absolutely. It's good to have you back from Windsor.
Home sweet home.
Yeah.
Good to be home. Thank you.
Now we have a landmark decision in Denver. Voters electing to make the city the first in the nation to effectively decriminalize psychedelic mushrooms. Whit Johnson is here with those details. Good morning, Whit.
Robin, good morning to you. Good morning, everyone. We should say right off the bat that this does not mean people in Denver will be able to walk into a store and buy so-called magic mushrooms. Buying, selling, or possessing psychedelic mushrooms is still technically illegal, but the initiative makes enforcing the law the lowest priority for police, effectively decriminalizing them. Now, supporters point to emerging research touting the medical benefits of mushrooms, saying they can be effective in treating depression and other mental health issues. Last year, the FDA seemed to agree, giving it a special designation to speed up the testing process. Critics, though, say not enough research has been done on the long-term effects. The vote, though, extremely close. The margin was fewer than just 2,000 votes.
Denver proving to be at the forefront when it comes to situations like this.
Absolutely. We've seen them ahead of this movement. Back in 2005, decriminalizing the use of marijuana. Then in 2012, the state of Colorado legalizing marijuana for recreational use. But opponents of this new initiative fear that Denver could become sort of a testing ground for legal drugs. So a lot of strong opinions on both sides.
Isn't it? Right.
Some might say that is true. And there are other states as well, Oregon and California, considering doing something similar in the future. So not just Colorado.
That's right. Thank you, Whit.
Thanks very much. Following a lot of other stories this morning, the latest on the royal baby. Also, you see that photo right there with the Queen and his grandmother, Doria. Also, Prince Harry back on the road and back to work. We're going to tell you about that.
And Amazon under fire, the new complaint over the Echo Dot Kids edition. But first, let's get it back to Ginger.
You know, I always say if it's going to snow in May, you might as well do it big, go big. Well, that's what they've done in Duluth, Minnesota. More than 9 inches of snow. That makes it their snowiest May on record. And it all came in one storm. We are so sorry, but also, hey, congratulations, because this is what it looks like out your door. All right, let's get to your local weather in 30 seconds. But first, the rainy cities, sponsored by Sensodyne Pronamel.
What patients don't realize is what they eat and drink is likely acidic, and then what's happening is the weakening of enamel. Now is the perfect time for a toothpaste like the new Pronamel Repair. This toothpaste takes it to the next level. It takes minerals and it drives it deep into the tooth surface so that we can actively help repair weakened enamel. I do think dentists are going to want to recommend the new Pronamel Repair toothpaste. Such an easy answer, and it will do exactly what their patients need.
Well, on this Thursday, making our way through the week, it's going to be a repeat of yesterday. Some peaks of sunshine, maybe an isolated shower coming our way. 75 to 80 degrees, so a little bit of warmth. And higher humidity tomorrow. Some storms after about 2 o'clock. We've got Saturday afternoon rain for you. It's a 50% chance, so a couple of dry hours early Saturday. And then Sunday, unfortunately, looking like a high chance of a lot of rain, close to an inch. High on Mother's Day, just 68 degrees. Saturday, maybe a little warmer, closer to 70.
Deserving mom is about to get a very big surprise. We'll be back.
I used to book my hotel room on those travel sites, but there was always a catch. Like somehow you'd wind up getting less. But now I book at Hilton.com and I get all these great perks. I got to select my room from the floor plan. Very nice. I know, I'm good at picking stuff. Free Wi-Fi, laptop by the pool is a bold choice, and the price match guarantee.
How do you know all this? You like some magical Hilton fairy?
It's just here on the Hilton app. Just available to the public, so. Book at Hilton.com and get the Hilton price match guarantee. If you find a lower rate, we match it and give you